Welcome back. In this video, we're going to take a look at transferring files from our local machine to our web server host via FTP, or File Transfer Protocol. Now, to do this, we're going to have to get ourselves an app called Filezilla, which is a piece of freeware, and you'll just want to jump onto their web page here and download the Filezilla client. Rightio. And then just go through the installation process for that. I've already done so, and I've got it here. And as you can see, it's just basically set up very similar to any sort of file explorer out there. Okay. Right, so once we've got that, we have to make sure we've got an account or an FTP account that we can log into to transfer our files. Okay, so I'm just going to log into my web host now, and I'm just using a web host that uses cPanel, which is most probably what your web host will also be using. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is make sure we've got an FTP account that we can use to transfer our files. So we are going to have a look under Files, the Files section here, and you'll see, hopefully you'll see an FTP accounts. So we'll just click on that. And if we scroll down the page a bit, we can see we've already got a few accounts, but they're like our main accounts, master accounts, I guess you'd say. So what we're going to do is set up a sub account just for our particular subdomain, which we're going to unoriginally call test. Lock in our domain, and then we'll just put in a password. And of course, we'll have to make sure it's strong enough to pass the test. And there's a few other options there. You can put quotas on the account. I don't think we'll do that. You'll also want to select the domain. So in my case, I only want this account to work with my test subdomain. So we'll select that and we'll create the account. Hopefully we'll get our little green account created. It shows up there under the accounts. Rightio. Now the next thing we want to look at is the option next to our account called Configure FTP Client. Now we'll click on that, and this will give us the information we need to punch into our Filezilla program so we can connect to our subdomain. And you can see here under manual settings, we've got FTP username, FTP server, and FTP explicit FTPS port. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to punch these details into our Filezilla program. So we're just going to open this up here. Shuffle that across a bit for now. And you'll see up the top, we've got a quick connect access. And in here, you'll see that we've got fields matching what we have here. So in username, we will just copy, paste that in. We'll do the same for server. copy and paste that in. Now up here, it's called host, but host and server is pretty much the same thing. So I'll paste that in there. Our password, of course, that's what we put in before. And our port number, which on this one's 21. So we'll just punch in 21 and click on Quick Connect. And hopefully all going well. We might get a bit of a message like this, and we'll just go yes, always trust, select the always trust, go OK. And hopefully we are now connected. Now, using Filezilla is pretty straightforward. On the left-hand side, we've got our local machine, and on our right-hand side, we've got our server. So the two files I want to transfer are actually located on my desktop. So if we click on my desktop, and the two files I want to transfer are Elementor and Elementor_DB. So if we just select both those files, and using Filezilla, we can just treat it like a normal file transfer on our computer. We can just drag and drop. And you'll see down the bottom here the progress of the files being transferred, what their status is. Now, depending on your internet connection, this could take a bit of time, or it can be really quick. There you go. Now both those files are now appearing on the right-hand side here on the remote site. By jumping back in on our cPanel, let's jump back to home. So we can quickly double check that those files have transferred by clicking on our file manager here. And if we go into our public HTML folder where our websites live, and then if we click on our test.awilliams inverell.it.net, and in the test folder, here is our Elementor files that I just uploaded. Okay, and that's basically how you transfer a file with Filezilla. Of course, you don't have to go one way. You can also move files from the server back to your local machine. Obviously, it's going to say it's the same file there. So we'll just override it. So the lane works both ways. Okay.